Counselling. Hello, everybody, it's Tom here. I hope you're all well. I want to talk today about counselling, and particularly counselling with relations to your mental health. Now, reason for me doing this video is a very close friend of mine who's recently been told that they need to go through counselling of some description. Now, I'll try and look at this from my own perspective as to when I went through counselling a few years back and how I felt at the time, to sort of give you an idea of what can go through your head and why you shouldn't fear it, really. So, first and foremost, as I've mentioned to you before, I am not the first member of my family that has had mental health issues. I've had aunts, my mother, my sister, all manner of people have gone through mental health issues in my family. I've made a video earlier in the year about, is it inherited? Perhaps it is. Perhaps it's genetic somewhere along the line that you're more susceptible to it if somebody in your family has been that way. So in my case, my mother, obviously, my mum's my mum, so I can't help that, I guess, if we're talking about it genetically. But in my experience, when the option to do counselling came along, I was quite nervous about it. I was quite nervous about it because of other people's experiences had ultimately put me in a situation of doubt. I was told by one of my aunts that the mental health facilities and practices here in the UK are not very good and not very supporting. And, I feel there's an element of that because the actual first time I went for counselling, my experience was not very good. The person I spoke to was very cold, very distant. Felt like I was being told off for being unwell. And it just didn't help me. I came out of there feeling very disillusioned, very much alone and with no support at all. But then I gave it a second go. I thought not everyone could be the same, and sure enough, my second attempt was a lot better. The person quickly identified ways that I could help myself, and through that, some soul searching and some practice, things started to turn around. I can't say thank you enough to that lady for helping me. She really did point me down the right direction. And for my friend who was recently been told she needs counselling, I know there's going to be at the back of her head exactly the same thoughts I had. Am I going to be unfairly judged? Is this person going to be helping me? Am I going to come out of here feeling worse than I did when I went in? Those sort of things. I say always be open to some sort of counselling, some sort of help in that respect, talking therapy, whatever it is. Do it. Do it because even if it doesn't work for you, at least you've given it a go. And for myself, having watched other members of the family go on to antidepressants, I was absolutely against ever having any sort of medical and like drugs to help control my moods and what have you. I was totally against it from day one. And I think there is an element of wanting to stay clear of that, which made counselling more viable option for me. It's not for everybody. Some people will find that actually antidepressants can really help. It depends on how severe you are, really. I think always try and be open to that sort of therapy rather than the medical drug related antidepressant route. There may be a strong requirement for you to have that if you really are in a really bad place. But 100%, I would always try and go down the counselling route if you've told that you need it by your doctor, if it's suggested, give it a go. As I said, first time wasn't a good experience for me. It did put me in a state of complete non-interest in it. But then I had a word with myself and I said, right, let's give this another go. And sure enough, as I said, the first person I spoke to turned out to be quite sympathetic, quite caring. She listened and she helped me get where I am today. She helped me reshape my life. I can't thank her enough. So if any of you out there are going down the route of counselling, just give it a go. It's all I ask, okay? You don't have to. You don't have to listen to me. You can just go straight on to antidepressants if you want. You can do that if that's what you feel you need. But 100%, some sorts of therapy and counselling can be very beneficial. I suppose if you're open to it, to give it a go, that's part of the way there to getting better, isn't it, really? Anyway, that's it for this week. Third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and energy spent on my channel. Thank you kindly. Third and final video, as I said. Please put down in the comment section below, how do you feel about the idea of counselling and using therapy like that? Do you think it works for you, not works for you? Have you had a bad experience with it? I'd be interested in knowing what you felt, how you felt it went. It's not for everybody. Just like antidepressants is not for everybody. Some people need a counselling or a therapy type route. Others, it doesn't do anything for them. It really is down to the complexity of what you're going through, how you're feeling, and everybody responds differently. So don't be thinking there's even worse wrong with you if counselling doesn't work. It could just be that you're just not in such a good place that the only route really is antidepressants and then maybe counselling at a later date. Sometimes you have to combine the two. Please, if you would, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. That'd be great. And consider giving me a thumbs up and a like. I'd really appreciate that. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so I know my next content's out. Back next week with another 3 as usual. But until then, all of you, please take care of yourselves and bye for now.